we will be ready. And as soon as they give us the go-ahead, we're going to get right to it. Korlith says go, and Rebel says go. Good luck, have fun, guys. This is game number 2 in the of our last set in the quarterfinals between TG Korlith and Rebel. The winner of this will go on to face Select in the final. That's going to take place on July the 6th. The winner, of course, of the whole tournament going to get $1,000 and a free pass to Anaheim. Not a shabby prize for a weekend's worth of StarCraft. This whole event, of course, brought to you by Alienware, e-rev, and MLG. So thanks to those guys. And to the game, we have Rebel spawning in the top left-hand corner of the map. He chose Tal'Darim Altar to play against TG Korlith. And you know, Rebel just lost a big macro game against the play of Korlith, and I have to kind of question his choice to go to another macro map because that game didn't even feel close to me. So we shall see what is in store for game number 2. I gotta say, if I was Korlith after that big long game, you have the choice of playing another chess match like that, or he could cheese, and he's up a match. And I wouldn't mind seeing some tomfoolery here, but of course Korlith has been playing solid macro styles all through this tournament. I have no reason to question him doing it for this last set. We will see what will happen. Both guys going racks before gas. And there's the gas going down now for Rebel. I've been saying Rebel this whole time, but of course it's Rebli, which is much harder to say. So he will be Rebel for all time. And just got the racks going down here for Korlith. Looks like he probably wants to go for some sort of 1 racks fast expand, which makes sense given what we saw out of him in the last game. His opponent, well, I don't really know. Throws down the depot at the wall there. Still no gas out of Korlith. Looking more and more like a fast expansion by the minute. And Korlith getting that first scout in there, so he's going to be delighted to know everything that's happening in his opponent's base before he can be walled out or even dismembered by a couple of Marines. He's going to see the single gas. He's not going to see anything else. Factory has started for Rebel, but it's in a spot that Korlith is not going to see. Clever placement there for sure. And there, of course, is the fast expand out of Korlith. So we're seeing tech out of Rebel, fast expand out of Korlith. The whole game is going to hinge on who can do damage or how much damage can be done. If Korlith is able to safely secure this base without incurring any sort of serious losses, he's going to be in a great shape and should be an easy win for him. If Rebel's able to push across the map and deal some sort of crazy economic damage, then of course who knows what could happen there. Just got the Marines kind of being spread out to deny any sort of scouting. Cute little micro there, keeping this one guy alive. Unit retention is, of course, one of the most important parts of playing StarCraft 2 at a high level. And we're going to see some Banshees. Interesting. I love this this factory placement under the tree. It's just such a pretty little place for a factory, right? Under the shade. So, I'm going to see some reactored Marines behind this Banshee. And then I'm sure an expansion will come after that. And on Korlith's side of the map, he doesn't seem to be too worried about things. Just throwing down his first factory. Starport just now finishing up for Rebel. And it's going to wait for a tank to pop out. Or is it? What's going on here? So maybe we're not going to see Banshees. I see the Tech Lab. I see the Viking. Is this just going to be some sort of strange 1-1-1 timing push? We're going to see siege mode start up. In either case, if Rebel's not going to be going for some kind of a Banshee play, he needs to do something fast, as the economy of Corlith is about to start really, really paying for itself. He's got the 2 orbitals. He's able to drop double mule. He's mining on 2 bases. So Rebel has a window, although it's closing rapidly. So he needs to get his damage, and he needs to do his damage, and he needs to do it now. We see he is posturing up, pushing across the map. Still no. Okay, there's siege mode starting. Now this is a position that really favors Rebel, as he will be pushing up right to the base of Corlith's natural. He's going to be able to take a really strong position underneath the natural. Look at this, throwing down the barracks. He's going to use this to lift, to give vision, so that he can use siege mode to apply tons of pressure to the expansion. Siege mode is, of course, about 30 seconds away. Corlith is he's getting siege mode himself, and it's a little bit farther out. Production-wise, I feel like Corlith is at a bit of an advantage. You can see that he is making, well, I don't know, man. It's hard to say. It's very close. And there's siege mode going up at the base of the cliff, and that's going to basically deny any mining on these top patches. And this command center is going to be under fire for quite some time. Now, this Viking is going to try to usher out the barracks, and that'll maybe allow Corlith to retake things. But for the time being, Corlith is in a little bit of trouble, and he's going to need to repair this command center, because it will... Oh, no, losing a siege tank. So a little bit of sloppiness there on Corlith's behalf. Really, seriously, repair your command center, bro. Down into the red, you have got to repair your command center, bro. And there it goes. Marines poking up, trying to deal with these Vikings, but he's just not in a good position to deal with the harassment here out of Rebel. So again, we said Rebel had to do damage, and he is doing damage, but the question is going to remain, is he going to do enough damage? He's securing his own expansion now, and he needs to... he really needs to make sure that he follows through with this and kind of finishes this game. And he is pushing up the ramp, sieging up on the ramp. He's got a strong position. He's in range of the bunker, so this bunker is going to fall. And once again, command center being forced to lift, and Rebels just being very, very aggressive here, pushing up, doing a lot of damage to the command center, slowly using these tanks to inch forward. Siege mode is done for Corlith, and he finally does manage to siege up in a good spot. He's going to be in range of these tanks if he can just see them. There's the scan. One tank going to go down. Oh, no, not going to go down at all. In fact, he's going to lose... Corlith is going to lose his only siege tank, and this push is becoming more and more deadly by the moment. Minerals lost or resources lost shows Corlith had a tremendous disadvantage. 2.3k resources lost to only 1,000. All the SCV is going to be pulled off the line here, and they will surround the Marines and the tanks, and this push will be cleaned up, but it's going to be at the cost of all of Corlith's economy. He's all the way down to 15 SCVs now. He is on 2 bases, but so is his opponent, down to 9 SCVs. So this one's going to, frankly, guys, this just looks over to me. Rebels still keeping the pressure on, still has siege tanks in play, and with only 10 SCVs, Corlith decides to GG out and move on to game number 3.